Since the beginning of 2023 and up until now, the Russo-Ukrainian war has been going on for days, with planes flying overhead for air raids or tanks bulldozing anything on their way. The latter, however, didn't get as lucky as one might expect, since tanks are mostly known for their armored exterior, bulletproof, resistant to heat, and bombs. However, the bottom is more on the fragile side, just like any other tank. All it takes is a landmine and boom, it'll be gone. So that's why, in today's video, we will be covering the special topic of the destroyed Russian military tanks in Ukraine. So, don't forget to subscribe for more facts. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has resulted in staggering tank losses for the Russian military in just the first 2 months of fighting. Through superior anti-tank weapons supplied by Western allies and poor battlefield tactics, Ukraine has managed to wipe out hundreds of Russian tanks and armored vehicles. Let's take a deeper look at how this legendary but dire battle has unfolded, what losses did both sides cope with, and which one lost the most. Both sides are learning rapidly on the battlefield. But photographic evidence, if corroborated, portrays Ukrainian defenders skillfully capitalizing on enemy weaknesses to check overextended Russian thrusts, often aided by opportunism born of Russia's apparent organizational and competence shortfalls. Their tank losses mount accordingly. Intelligence analysts continue closely examining open-source evidence of Russian equipment losses. According to estimates from independent open-source intelligence group Oryx, a full half of destroyed Russian tanks may actually be attributed not to successful Ukrainian ambushes or ATGMs, but abandonment by untrained or low-morale Russian units. Intelligence suggests logistical failures and poor training left conscripted Russian troops vulnerable to abandon still functional vehicles due to lack of fuel or supplies. According to estimates from Ukraine's armed forces and its allies, Russia has lost over 680 tanks since the February 24th, basically when their invasion began towards Ukraine. Back then, the Russian military used tanks to push in through the borders and invade the country. However, Russian tank losses cannot be solely chalked up to Western technology aiding Ukrainian defenders. Tactical failures on the part of Russian armored units are said to have significantly exacerbated their equipment depletion. In particular, the use of battalion tactical groups, BTGs, top-heavy on tanks but light on essential security infantry, is making Russian columns vulnerable to ambushes as they advance deep into Ukrainian territory without protection. Unless deep military reforms address tactical deficiencies and raise standards for frontline units, Russia's casualty-bloated attempts to subdue their neighbor threaten to burn through armored resources with no victory to show for immense losses. Sustaining such a war of attrition will test Russian strength, troop morale, and domestic resolve alike. One of the major reasons cited for Russia's unsustainable tank losses has been Ukraine's ability to stand up against armored columns, thanks to Western supplies of advanced anti-tank weapons. In the crucial early days of the conflict, intelligence sources revealed the United States rushed over 2,000 Javelin missiles to Ukrainian forces. These sophisticated weapons, manufactured by American defense contractor Lockheed Martin, give even the smallest cells of soldiers an advantage against Russian armor. The Javelin is a portable fire-and-forget missile system that can accurately target tanks from over 2.5 kilometers away. Utilizing an advanced tandem warhead, it first unleashes an initial blast to knock away reactive armor additions on enemy vehicles. Its main follow-up charge then penetrates the tank's most armored sections. This allows Ukrainian troops to engage in an asymmetric fight against heavier assets. From covered positions without needed direct lines of sight on their targets, soldiers can call in Javelin strikes to silently ambush Russian tanks. the portable missiles have proven tactically devastating and helped shift momentum by allowing defenders to take out vehicles from safeties. With another shipment of 2,000 javelins arriving since, Western aid like this has been cited as a major contributing factor to crippling Russian tank losses thus far. Only time will tell if resupply can sustain Ukraine's defenses against the larger invading force.